Oh, okay.
Last stop standing.
So there's a line that people want me to yell, but I can't usually do it because I'll freak out my neighbours. But as you can see, I'm at the Crashing Ocean Beach and there's no one too close, so... Reloading! Fuck, someone saw me, I gotta go.
If you also have amazing gameplay segments you captured from our games, spread the joy and submit them on the link displayed on your screen right now. All right, guys, it is time for us to wrap up this pre-show.
Don't forget to stay tuned for our post-show featuring a deep dive into the world of Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Thanks a lot for watching this pre-show and enjoy UbisoftFoward.
This is Ubisoft.
This is Ubisoft.
Explore our worlds.
Meet the devs. See the games.
Join us.
Hi everyone, I'm Neelam Kumar and I'm very excited to be co-hosting the first UbisoftFoward with the talented Yusuf Mageed. Today's show is all about getting up close and in-depth with all the exciting games we have in production here at Ubisoft.
I'm Yusuf, but there's no time to waste. So let's head straight for the streets of futuristic London and see what the hackers of DedSec are getting into.
The illegal painting spreading subversive and hostile of several people, as was originally believed. Criminals suspected to have links with the terrorist group DedSec, masked as Authorities recommend not to approach the individual.
First, they came for the foreigners, and I did not speak out because I was not a foreigner. Then they came for the protesters, and I did not speak out because I was not a protester. Then they came for the journalists, and I did not speak out because I was not a journalist. And then they came for street artists, but I did not speak out because I am not a street artist. I realised that eventually they'd come for me, and there would be no one left to speak for me.
And there's nothing more debilitating than that. Right. This way, not to be able to do what you're passionate about.
After a long night, London is in chaos. The main arteries through the city are blocked. Hundreds of heavily armed Albion...
Well. Welcome to the Resistance. Here's a welcome gift for our new members.
But the disappearance of the criminal...
You could have told me it was a bloody costume party.
Try it on.
The new key suspect has been identified as David Ford, a 43-year-old London taxi driver. He has no criminal record, but is currently believed to be a terrorist. People have been asked not to approach him. The authorities advise all residents...
I'm Clint Hawking.
Clint has been a longtime creative force here at Ubisoft, and now he's bringing this vision to Watch Dogs Legion.
So yeah, what we just saw was an amazing short film by the director Alberto Mielgo that was inspired by Watch Dogs Legion and looks at the game and the universe and the characters through his incredible artistic vision and visual style.
The city needs a resistance.
Like the film, Watch Dogs Legion tells the story of ordinary heroes setting aside their differences in order to come together as a collective and to fight for a positive change. You can literally recruit and play anyone who you see in the open world. You profile people that are interesting to you, you help them with their problem, you play their origin mission.
Just help me get some closure and I'll do whatever you want.
Sounds like a DedSec problem. Leave it to us.
And that's how you recruit them into your team. And then they become the heroes of the game and the stars of your story.
And what are you doing in my flat? You with Albion?
Please, think more underground.
You with Albion?
I'm tickled, but think more underground.
What, DedSec? Yeah, right, and I'm Che Guevara. You're done.
And they make the story not only, unique to them, but unique to you as the player and personal to you because they're, heroes that you've chosen and invested in. What would I say to fans? I guess I'd say, take care of yourselves, stay safe. Welcome to the Resistance.
Our London town. A modern metropolis. Built on history and prosperity. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
Oh my God.
Listen up. Get all your units to move in and lock down the city.
With London under attack by a mysterious terrorist, the government turns to a private military company called Albion to keep everyone safe. What could possibly go wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nigel Cass, CEO of Albion. He's kindly stepped up to establish order.
Understand this. I will not allow anyone, not even myself, to jeopardize this.
He will stop at nothing to permanently control the city.
London will be the first city in the world to be made truly safe.
Nigel's not the only opportunist who's taken a liking to this fair city. Meet Mary Kelly, head of the most powerful crime syndicate in London.
Be sure and spread the word.
She and her goons are using the dark web to sell everything from party pills to people.
This microchip is scary, I know, but I got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I?
You made me a slave.
You do not want to ruffle her feathers. With the city out on its arse, it now falls on you to build a resistance and take back London.
on! Faces on, guns out!
Any of the brave Londoners you see walking the streets can be recruited into your team. Like him. Her. Or even her. Everyone could become your next. First mission, we need to get some dirt on Nigel Cass, and that means breaking into Albion headquarters inside the Tower of London. All the hardy souls you see here are people we have recruited from the streets of London. They all have unique abilities, and you're free to tackle this mission with whoever you like.
Dear God, my eyes.
All the hardy souls you see here are people we have
Zip up, get to work, and let's never talk about this again.
Like everyone in DedSec, Arthur can hack pretty much whatever. But as a construction worker, he has a particular set of tools that make him handy. He can even call his own cargo drone. Perfect for gate crashing, when you're not invited. And who needs a regular old gun when you have a bloody nail gun?
Come here, you side-eyed shitboy. Jesus Christ, what is that thing?
Perhaps we could approach this mission differently. If you'd rather keep your distance, we've got you covered. Amy is a drone expert.
What have we here?
A real tech connoisseur.
Hate spiders, but love this one.
What an adorable creepy crawler.
Here we are. Let's class the place up.
A drone expert does have the unique ability to summon their own drone. This little darling is fast and stealthy.
She aimed, she fired, she hit.
I'm reading incoming drones.
She can also hack enemy drones, turning the tide in her favor. And if you are not into direct confrontation, there are more ways than one to get the job done. Recruiting an Albion officer like Brielle here might be challenging, but it'll get you inside restricted Albion areas.
Don't mind me, just doing recon for a bunch of insurgents.
However, do anything suspicious and she'll probably wind up with a bullet in the back of her head.
You've been approved for entry.
We're missing the human element here. I can get the Defence Minister on the line right now.
Well, if you feel you must. Criminals running our streets, illegals threatening our families, the police commissioner himself, assassinated by terrorists.
Well, that seems to be enough evidence. Next up, we're crashing Mary Kelly's organ farming operation and putting a stop to it.
That's good. The buyers expect high-quality stuff.
And we need a hard nut for this.
Impairing our frontal lobe again, are we?
Bags, don't disturb me in my natural habitat.
Say hello to Mickey. The man lives for his team.
That put another hair on my chest.
And doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. He does have a slight drinking problem, though. And he's passed out. We'll come back to him. You know what? Let's go with someone a bit more professional. It's almost crass to call him a hitman. Some might even call him an artist. Here's the bastard responsible. Done and dusted.
Not bad if I do say so, innit?
Not everyone in London is a legendary assassin or a super spy, but everyone can be a hero. So get out there, find the best recruits, and build your resistance. It's time to take back London.
Plunging the player into a living, breathing city teeming with unique locales and characters has always been a central pillar of the Watch Dogs series.
So what goes into building those worlds? Here's Amanda Munt to tell us more.
My name's Amanda Munt. I'm a level artist on Watch Dogs Legion at Ubisoft Toronto. Being a level artist, I think, is the coolest job in video games because we do get the freedom to kind of like pick and choose what little details we want to depict. And we get ample opportunities to tell the stories that we want to tell in the spaces that we're assigned to. I have the capacity to hide things and, you know, like small little Easter eggs. In AC Unity, there was a boat somewhere in the world that was covered in cats. And then it happened again in Watch Dogs 2. And there may or may not be something in London that is a boat filled with cats in some capacity. So I was fortunate enough to go to E3 last year. Some of the people that I was showing our demo to were from London. So no matter where I dropped them in the city, they'd go, oh my God, this feels like Camden. This feels like Southwark. This feels like Westminster. When people are talking about some detail that I've put into the world and they're excited about it, like that feels so good as somebody who, you know, builds these worlds with care. I love it.
And now some news for Brawlhalla fans. In just a few weeks, you'll be able to battle it out with your favorite legends on iOS and Android devices.
Three, two, one, brawl!
And now, whether you need a Tom Clancy action fix on the go, or want to dive back into one of the most beloved fantasy franchises in gaming, we've got you covered.
Target is being held on the ground floor.
balconies!
Contact! Monk chain is down. Request air support. Target northeast rooftop.
Roger. Inbound, danger close.
I need an EMP deployed now.
EMP imminent.
Get back in your cell!
Hey, take this. Don't make me regret this.
Speaking of Tom Clancy, it's been 5 years since Rainbow Six Siege first launched, and the community has never been stronger. In celebration of this milestone, Ubisoft Montreal has put together a special video to thank all of the amazing players and developers that have helped Siege become the game it is today.
In December 2015, a small team released Rainbow Six Siege. A game built on a strong vision, creativity, competitiveness, and team play.
Pour le joueur, le 1er décembre, c'est un début, mais pour nous aussi. Il faut tout de suite s'engager et dire aux joueurs, ce jeu est installé, tu peux t'y installer aussi, et nous serons là.
That original vision was quickly adopted by our passionate community, propelling it to a whole new level.
I got it! This is such a special moment, and being at 1 year anniversary of Rainbow Six now, game being stronger than ever, more players today than we had in the past, it means the world to us.
But we also had our share of challenges.
Health that touches upon subjects like matchmaking, connectivity, all those aspects are absolutely critical to the experience of the player.
Through it all, we're always driven by you, our community, and together, we grow stronger.
There is no sequel plan, and we're here for the next 10 years, so expect more Rainbow Six in your life for quite some time.
Look at this.
Tous les succès, c'est vraiment le résultat de autant de nous que de vous. Ce jeu, il est autant le vôtre qu'il est le nôtre, nous, l'équipe de développement.
Now 60 million players strong, we're just getting started. From the devs that build the game to the community that plays it, thank you.
If you haven't tried it yet, dive into our new Operation Steel Wave update available now and take Ace and Malusi out for a spin.
A few days ago, we introduced y'all to a brand new multiplayer shooter. Now, it's time to venture into the hyperscape.
What was that? A hack in the hyperscape. That's not supposed to be there. Let me get you all up to speed, okay? About 30 years ago, everything that we feared about our future started to come true. We made some good decisions. We made some bad decisions. Actually, we made a lot of bad decisions. So, here we are. 10 billion souls living in the crush of the megacities. But the people at Prisma changed everything. They gave everyone a way out. The Hyperscape. In the Hyperscape, the biggest draw by far is Crown Rush. This is where anyone can become someone. If you get good at Crown Rush, it can change your life. But strange things have been happening lately. Rumors of people getting hurt. Users disappearing from the real world. A darker secret lies at the heart of Hyperscape. And we have to find it. Some of us are searching for a way up. Some of us for a way out. And for others, a new way altogether. That's what brings us to the edge of the future. To the Hyperscape.
I'm JC, Creative Director on Hyperscape.
JC's work on Far Cry Primal and multiple Prince of Persia titles has established him as a top creative here at Ubisoft.
For me, what's exciting is we started building it from scratch. Seeing it grow, adding ideas is really cool.
Hello, contender. Welcome to the Hyperscape.
The game takes place in 2054. It's in a future where humanity has grown a little darker. One of the companies there, they are launching what's called the Hyperscape, which is a virtual world and the internet of the future. It's the place where everything converges. Within the virtual world, there is a battle royale that takes place in the virtual city of Neo Arcadia. Then we also introduce a lot of new things. You get the opportunity to do parkour on the rooftops, to go into interiors where it's much more narrow, much more stressful. You get to go to the landmarks where there's more opportunities to get cool items, but also more players, so it's a risk-reward kind of deal. We introduce the notion of hacks, special abilities that you can pick up on the fly to adapt your tactics. With hacks, you can do things like teleport yourself, you can wrap yourself into a ball and bounce around the battlefield. So a lot of abilities that let you have fun, that are toys that you can play with. And finally, it's made as a spectacle, so all the viewers will be able to interact with the game on different levels through the Twitch extension. So every few minutes, there's going to be a vote, and viewers will be able to decide what effect they want to affect the whole battle. So things like changing the gravity, infinite ammo, or stuff like that. So players, while this happens, really have to adapt to all kinds of stuff that is happening. So for me, it's really exciting because right now, as we speak, we're launching the open beta, and so it's going to be available for free-to-play for all PC players worldwide. And I really want to thank all the players, all the streamers, and all the viewers who participated in tech test and who will participate in the open beta. Here's a short glimpse of what you can expect.
Watch and learn how it's done. Perfecto.
Showtime.
That's mine.
Let's show them what I'm made of. Go time.
Watch closely. Here we go.
この調子。
The digital world of the Hyperscape gave our artists and developers incredible freedom when it came to designing characters.
Production manager Ana Maria Musca is going to take us behind the scenes of character design.
My name is Ana Maria Musca. I'm the production manager for characters and weapons on Hyperscape. We have paid an exceptional amount of detail to our characters. We switch different outfits, different fashion statements, different tattoos, different materials until we see them as real individuals, as real people. So the second you pick a character, you see them in-game, you understand what their motivations are and what drives them and what challenges them. This was the first lineup of characters. This is our default base, but even starting from the hair down, everything has been meticulously thought of. Would this person actually like this type of outfit? Would this person enjoy the type of tattoos that we're putting on them? Will they actually like to be in this body? Each season, we plan to produce new outfits for these characters. So we're hoping some of our players are gonna see the effort and maybe even correlate some of the accessories to what's gonna happen in the game. We're very excited to see it in people's hands.
As we move into the next generation of gaming, Ubisoft has been working closely with console makers to take advantage of all the extraordinary capabilities these new consoles will offer.
Now we have a special guest to tell us a little more.
Hey everyone, Phil Spencer from Xbox. With Watch Dogs Legion, Ubisoft is supporting smart delivery. So you will get the absolute best version of the game on any version of Xbox you're playing on. On Series X, you'll get to take advantage of the amazing work the team has done with DirectX ray tracing to create an absolutely immersive version of London like you've never seen before. Ubisoft has a unique ability to create immersive worlds, setting a new bar that continues to drive our industry forward. I'm a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. I love the time I've spent exploring the world in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I can't wait for you to see the gameplay from Assassin's Creed Valhalla that's coming up now.
All right, we know you've been waiting to hear more about this game since it was announced back in April. And now it's time for a deep dive into the world of Vikings.
My name is Julien Laferrière, and I'm the producer of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So a couple of weeks ago, we announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and the reaction from the fans was just amazing. The time period of Vikings is really, really inspiring. When we did our research, we found that, they were not mindless barbarians. Vikings were actually farmers trying to find new lands for them to settle. And so they had really human motivations. So for us to have this opportunity to tell kind of the real story about Vikings and kind of separate ourselves from the myths and the folklore is really something that drove us to make this game. The team went to Norway and England to take the same roads that the Vikings did, to really experience what it meant to be a Viking at that time. And then leaving Norway, which is barren but majestic, and just coming by boat in England and see those rolling green hills full of sheep, full of life, is just this moment that most likely the Vikings felt as well. You need to see this land of opportunity. And this is exactly the feeling we want players to experience in this game. It is a personal adventure, it is the story of Eivor, a Viking chieftain. Eivor is either a male or a female. You decide when you start the game. They will have to leave Norway to settle in England because you just can't live in Norway anymore. There's too much political pressure, no resources available. Obviously, in England, it's full of Anglo-Saxons and other people, and they don't really want you there. So you will have to fight your way there to kind of build your own settlement and see your clan prosper. Vikings were brutal warriors.
Shields!
And the fact that they were mastering a lot of weapons coming from the medieval times really inspired us to kind of revamp the fight system, to leverage the brutality and the intensity of Viking combat. Vikings were not only fighting face-to-face, they were masters of stealth and deception when needed. They used basically any sort of tactics they could use to win the battle. So we want to portray the full range of combat that you can imagine coming from the Vikings. We are very happy to finally be able to show you the game we've all been working on. So please enjoy this deep dive into Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you will relive the epic saga of the Viking invasion of England. You play as Eivor, a Viking from Norway, who will lead his or her battle-hardened warriors across the North Sea to the British Isles. Eivor is driven by an ambitious goal, to build a thriving Norse settlement in a hostile land.
For the good of our clan, it is time we go a Viking. Today we raid, that tomorrow we may build.
England is a dark age tangle of broken kingdoms and warring dynasties, a land of opportunity and riches. As you prowl England's rivers by longship, you may raid locations you spot from the shoreline. Ground your ship and blow your horn to lead your raiding crew into battle. Your crew will assist you in all your raids, fighting enemies, battering down doors, it will serve as a record of the allies you have made, and a guide for future opportunities. The Viking Age was a time of warriors and legends. In Valhalla, you will find the largest variety of enemies ever assembled in an Assassin's Creed game. Every archetype offers a unique challenge. Some will coordinate with their allies for special attacks, while others will use nearby objects to their advantage, including the bodies of fallen warriors. To face these attacks, you must find and exploit your opponent's weaknesses to gain the upper hand. Take the fight to your foes, or finish them off. Dual wield any two weapons you wish to unleash a deadly combination of attacks. Customize your fighting style as you see fit, and become a legendary Viking warrior. All combinations of weapons are available to dual wield, including two shields. Not all situations call for violence. In this new land, a Viking must find a way to adapt. As Eivor is not welcome in England, you may need to outsmart your enemies, avoiding unwanted attention in towns and bustling cities. Use Eivor's hood and cloak to blend with crowds and slip past watchful eyes, an unseen hunter among the people. From capital cities and villages to the dense forests and rolling hills of England, exploration is vital to keeping yourself sharp. You must feed off the land if you hope to endure. Hunt and forage to replenish your health and fortify your equipment. Search pagan temples and Roman ruins for new activities and challenges to strengthen yourself and your settlement. The more you explore, the more of England's secrets you will reveal.
Ravens, show no mercy!
But as you push deeper into England, the enemy will
Mano, meu microfone tá mutado desde quando?
Climactic moments. Assassin's Creed Valhalla will feature massive assaults in which you will lead Eivor's army into battle.
Mano, me desculpe. Calma aí, rapidão, só vou ver um áudio aqui.
Today we will reclaim her. Today we fight for your land. And tomorrow we rebuild.
For Easter.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla will transport you to wondrous and haunted lands.
Clã, seguinte.
Norse myths and England's pagan roots.
Eu esqueci que na última live eu mutei meu microfone. Cara, mas vocês viram minha reação quando eu vi Elite Squad e Hyperscape, que eu já tô instalando logo essa gameplay. Me desculpem, eu esqueci de ativar o microfone e é isso. Cara, tá. Esse vídeo vai pro YouTube, tá? Essa live aqui no site roxo. Se você não me segue lá, BielFPS Live. É só você ir lá, e link tá na descrição, então é tranquilo de você entrar lá na minha live. Porque eu tô gravando todo dia às 10 horas da manhã, mas hoje eu tô gravando neste horário aqui que são 16h40, porque tá tendo uma UbisoftFoward. Então, bora assistir aqui. E é isso, rapaziada. Eu tô olhando pra minha cara, eu tenho que olhar pra vocês. Então, eu tô assistindo UbisoftFoward, e é isso, tá tendo novidade pra caralho, Far Cry 6, Hyperscape, Elite Squad, que é um jogo que vai passar o Free Fire, eu tenho certeza. Então é isso, rapaziada, bora ver aqui o UbisoftFoward, e é nóis.
Another UbisoftFoward to reveal even more about our upcoming games. But before ending this show,
live é todo dia às 10 da manhã, beleza? Ah, agora é o Far Cry, não é? Eu acho que é, hein? Não. Não é não. Será que é? Não. Pode ser. Mas não. Não, isso não é Far Cry. É só um videozinho. Fazendo o símbolo da Ubisoft em Drift. Não, não é. Achei que tava fazendo o símbolo da Ubisoft. Ia ser mais... daorinha. Só eu que tô ficando numa brisa muito louca vendo esse bagulho? Só eu? Mano, eu tô numa brisa muito louca. Reconstruir El Paraíso. Mano, o que é isso, velho? É que ele falou tudo em inglês. Libertado. Liberdade. Tá muito da hora, tá da hora esse vídeo. Far Cry 6, clã. É ele, meu. Meus amigos, é ele, é ele. Eu tava em dúvida se seria ele, mas eu falei, mano, pode ser que não, pode ser que sim. E clã, chegamos. Chegamos nele, o mais esperado de todos.
It's beautiful, amigo.
Não vou entender nada, velho.
But useless. I have something for you, Diego. Give me your hands.
Papa.
Now, the grenade is simple.
Se
It has
explode.
4 basic parts. The shell, which contains the explosive, the fuse, the handle, and of course, the pin.
What are you doing?
Breathe. The pin simply holds the handle in place.
Vai explodir.
Only when you let go.
3, 2.
Follow me. Now. I am El Presidente.
Calma aí.
Which means that someday.
Essa granada segura a explosão. Se você coloca o dedo... Se você pega a granada e faz assim, ela não estoura. Fascista. Pera, se você pega a granada, tira o pino e segura ela e tampa ela com a mão, ela não estoura? É isso mesmo, clã? É isso mesmo, e eu não sabia, eu nunca ia saber. Eu não sei se isso é verdade.
They will hate you, Diego. Everything you say, do, believe, will be wrong.
Esse Far Cry tá da hora, clã, cê é louco, parceirão. Ela quase explodiu o pai dela, velho. Ou esse cara aí, eu não sei quem que é esse mano aí. Caralho. Olha o charutão do brother. Caralho. Isso é jogo ou é um filme, velho? Não, isso aí deve ser um trailer, tipo um filme, tá ligado? Um filminho que eles fizeram. Taca nele. Muerte a Castillo.
Are you evil? Are you a monster?
Ele é um monstro.
Because our country is like this grenade.
Cara, isso é um filme, velho. É um filme. Se essa porra for um trailer. Cara, não, o sangue, o machucado do cara ali tá Ubisoft. Pelo amor de Deus, dá pra vocês fazerem melhor. Olha o carrinho. Mas se ela soltar o dedo, explode, velho. Não que eu seja especialista de granada, mas eu acho que sim. Eu vou abaixar um pouco o meu fone que eu tô com medo de explodir meu ouvido. Filha da puta, seus filha da puta. Não, mentira, tá muito louco, vai tomar no cu. 18/2/2021. Tá foda. Eu queria ver o que ia acontecer com o Castilho, mas nós vamos ter que ver isso jogando, porra, tomamos no cu. Esse é o Valhalla. Eu queria muito estar assistindo o GC Gamer agora. Deixa eu ver o que ele tava falando, que eu não sei o que eu falo, tá ligado, pra vocês. Mas eu gosto muito da Ubisoft, então eu preciso gravar esse vídeo. Tudo bem que nós temos aquela raivinha interna dela, mas no fundo a gente gosta da Ubisoft. Eu só tô puto deles não ter colocado o que aconteceu com o Castilho.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Ubisoft.
Tá da hora, tá da hora, tá da hora. Vamos dizer que o Valhalla tá da horinha, vamos.
we're gonna take a deep dive into about 30 minutes.
Obviamente vai ter os bugs. Mas rapaziada, é o seguinte, todo jogo vai ter um bug, tipo, todos. Então não adianta. Não tem como você falar, mano, olha isso, olha o jeito que o jogo tá, ele vai ter bug. Mas com certeza, não tem como os caras fazerem um jogo sem bug, tá ligado? The Last of Us sem bug, tá ligado? Que é o melhor jogo. Prova ao contrário. Tente, na verdade. Tente também no site roxo lá, no link na descrição. Rapaziada aqui do site roxo, eu tô falando isso porque tá saindo no YouTube, vai sair no YouTube essa live aqui, então é por isso que eu tô falando assim, tipo, pra vocês irem no site roxo, der follow, porque isso daqui vai sair no YouTube.
Basically, Rued comes into play about halfway through this story arc, where at the beginning of the arc, this is something that happens before. Rued basically caused a lot of turmoil.
Tem algumas coisas estranhas no jogo, tipo, sei lá, tipo, muito da hora. Tipo essa barra de vida, eu acho que ficou zoada essa barra de vida.
As you're talking, we're seeing some of the combat of Valhalla. Can you tell us a little bit about the changes to combat this time around?
Eu não jogo Assassin's Creed, então eu não posso criticar, beleza? Vamos fazer assim. Eu queria estar fazendo um vídeo assim, ó. Mas nós temos que fazer assim, tá ligado? Cara, tipo, tá incrível essa porra. Olha isso. Tá daorinha, tá realzinho, tá realzinho.
Oswald, he lives. Oswald lives!
Eivor, is that you?
Oswald lives.
Here, Eivor has taken her entire army through the assault, and finally, it's revealed that
já tô entrando no jogo já.
Our Ealdorman, our ally, Oswald, is still alive, and Rued has him captive.
So this is what it comes to, Wolfkist? 2 Danes fighting over a filthy Saxon whoreson? If this swine is your prize, come and get him!
So now that we've seen that Oswald is alive,
caralho, cara, o Wolfizaço.
So the next move for Eivor is to finally face off against Rued. She has her allies, they can take care of the rest of the army. Now it's time to go one-on-one against Rued in one of our boss battles, actually.
Your battle is not yet won, Oswald.
Nossa, tomou.
And it's worth pointing out, actually, that here what we're showing is the player going and facing off against Rued aggressively, but we tend to always have to support
esse cara é um boss.
approach in these things. So the player could have approached this a little bit more stealthily and gotten at least like a good critical hit on either Rued or his wolf, and so you can play this a little bit more strategically if that's your playstyle.
So we're not only fighting Rued here, but also his pet wolf, right?
One of my preferred strategies is to eliminate the wolf first. Just focus fire on him.
Mano, esse filho da mãe recupera a vida. Mano, esse cara recupera a vida, velho. Esse boss aí deve ser chato pra caralho de matar, hein? Puta que pariu. Clã, instalou a Hyped Escape. Logo eu trago uma review. Logo eu trago uma review pra vocês. Muito foda, muito foda. Vai quebrar. Não quebra não. Eu falei vai quebrar o cabo do martelo. Caralho, foi tão fácil matar ele assim.
Eivor, no! He should be tried before God, a lawful assembly.
Alright, so we've defeated Rued, we've
corta o pescoço, filha da puta, já era.
Oswald, in this case, prefers.
Esse jogo tá com as falhas. Olha pro cabelo dele, tá, desse cara aqui, ó, esse do Oswald. Tá com as falhas, tá com as falhas.
So we have this choice to make, but before we get into that, I want to rewind a little bit because we just did this big grand assault.
Essa mina aí tá porradeira.
Eivor couldn't have done it alone. She clearly had to recruit some folks along the way, get some troops, get some allies. So let's actually rewind and see how we went about first gathering those troops.
Right. So when coming up to an assault, it's a game of numbers. Eivor can go into pretty much any location and be a stealthy.
Eles estão fazendo bagulho nórdico, tá ligado? Aquele bagulho de vikings, caralho.
Strategy, you can do that. And you'll have some of the ingredients or of the assets there that will have been sabotaged, but you still need an army. So here what we're seeing is Eivor going around the countryside.
Tá da hora, mas tá com aquelas falhazinhas no cabelo ali, mas tá da hora, tá muito real, tá real pra caralho. Tá foda, clã, tá foda.
Eivor is going around and
trying
to convince people to fight in the name of Oswald to finally take down the oppressor that is Rued.
Defending East Anglia, defending you. Will you not do the same?
What? Die in defense of a lost cause?
Yeah, so she's really using like the image and like the leadership that Oswald had, what he meant to the people in his name. She's going to recruit these people.
Pretty words, Dane, but the men of Theovard have their own battles to fight.
So we're told by this Reeve that there are troops, there are allies that he could add to our cause.
Depois, próximo vídeo.
Is that right?
Yeah, so obviously these people have been run down by Rued and the impact he's had on the territory. So
amanhã, na verdade, amanhã.
Lost hope. And so you need to show them that there is hope.
Não.
And so here
Eu tô postando na segunda-feira. Na segunda-feira, um dia depois da live. Eu vou postar esse vídeo aqui. Tá saindo dia 12 essa live, o vídeo vai estar saindo dia 13, entendeu? Então, tá tendo live desse Hyped Space, Hyped Escape no site roxo, entendeu? Hyped Escape é o novo jogo da Ubisoft Battle Royale, Open Beta. Eu vou trazer uma reviewzinha do jogo para depois.
This, obviously you have access to a full suite of abilities. So again, the improvements that we've done to the fight system. You have some brutal axe throwing in there. You have archery or like a range combat abilities in there as well. So really, again, like depending on what your playstyle is, you can customize your loadout and go in there how you wish.
Fizz, we just saw this giant pulse go out.
Mano, eles estão dando um puta bagulho pro Valhalla, mano. Eu quero ver
the Eagle Vision from previous games.
Eu quero ver.
Sort of bring that back. It's basically Eivor's intuition. It's how she perceives the world.
Far Cry 6, pô. Será que era só aquele vídeo? Vai ter Just Dance ainda também. Calma aí, eu tô vendo que tá dando um reflexo ali.
So it really is like a good way of sort of understanding the world and showing you like things that you can go and touch.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of things we can touch, we just picked up this awesome new weapon.
It's something we wanted to play with on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where we have fewer weapons in the game, but you can invest in more to become your weapon. And so depending what your preferred style is or your preferred
Ô Galo, é a UbisoftFoward. Tá tendo agora. É tipo uns bagulho do... Tá mostrando os novos jogos que vai lançar como que é o nome? Da Ubisoft, e tem novo Battle Royale, instala aí e depois nós joga, que é o Hyped Escape. E aí, Nenzinho, tranquilo? Tranquilo, mano. Oh, mano, do nada eu fiquei com calor, velho. Ué, o que ela vai soprar aí? Não é de soprar esse bagulho, eu acho, sei lá. Mas o que ela ia fazer ali, velho? O bagulho é fechado. Vai, mano, mostra o Far Cry novo. Eu quero ver Far Cry 6.
Compassion is a virtue suited for anyone, Eivor, including you. Thank you.
Caralho, Assassin's Creed tá muito foda. Assassin's Creed Valhalla tá muito brabo, mano. Tá muito brabo. Foda que eles não estão fazendo a live BR, né? Tá fazendo, mas tipo, tá em inglês, só tá a legenda brasileira. Então, tipo... Eu fiquei meia hora de live sem som, mano. Eu esqueci de ativar o som, velho. Esqueci de ativar o microfone, eu fiquei mó tempo falando.
So the relationship between Eivor and Oswald is an alliance.
Tá muito brabo esse jogo.
Basically, Eivor is surrounded by territories that initially getting into England are hostile towards her.
Ó, você tá dando umas falhas nos cabelos aqui, ó. Tá dando uns bagulhozinhos meio zoadinho. Porra, já tá em 2021, Ubisoft. Porra, já tá em 2021, os caras ainda tá com falha, mano. Tem que fazer igual o The Last of Us. Caramba, a menina deve estar com maquiagem, porque porra, se ela estiver chorando, fica tudo branco os olhos dela aqui embaixo, porra. Olha isso. Deve ser alguma coisa que ela tem no olho, porque não é possível o olho ficar branco.
Ó,
o cabelo tá tudo meio bugadinho, mas eu acho que eles vão melhorar até 2021.
Ah não, ela não vai matar o gatinho, né?
Porra, é o gato no jogo. Mano, eu sou muito boçal, mano. Não, eu sou muito boçal. Era o gato no jogo, velho. Ah não, não, cai na prank. Caralho, foi muito estranho o barulho do gato. Eu achei que era a minha gata que tava aqui, eu vi, ué.
A lot of the quests sort of deal more with like politics and warfare.
Depois que eu tirei o fone, eu ouvi aqui, eu falei, ah não, é no fone.
So it permit us to explore that character a little bit more.
Pô, mas eles têm que mostrar um pouco mais do Far Cry 6, velho. Mostraram só um desenho. Pô, jurei que era minha gata aqui, velho.
You're telling me I can have a cat Viking Raider on my longship?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Dá uma pescada aí.
Oh my God, yes, I love it. Perfect.
Seria da hora se tivesse um jogo de mundo aberto de pesca, velho. Sei lá. Calma, vocês viram ali o cano tava entrado na parede, no bagulhinho? Olha, Ubisoft. Não tá fazendo os bagulho direito, Ubisoft. Porra, Ubisoft. Não tá fazendo os bagulho direito? Calma aí, Galo, tô abrindo. Porra, Ubisoft, faz os bagulho direito, mano. Vai fazer os bagulho todo cagado.
Awesome design for longship that had a very shallow hull, so it permitted them to go very far inland very quickly, and you could basically disembark Viking raiders like on pretty much any shore. We added that into the game where you can basically sail up to any location and then just decide to disembark with your guys and raid a location.
Aí, Galo, vai lançar Rainbow Six pra celular, velho. O nome do jogo é Galo. Galo. Vai ter Rainbow Six pro celular. Brawlhalla vai ter pro celular. É Elite Squad. Não, esse daí foi banido, se eu não me engano. Esse daí foi excluído, alguma coisa assim. Não, não é igual ao Rainbow Six. É Rainbow Six, tá ligado? Só que é meio diferente. Mas tá da hora, tá da hora. Eles já mostraram o Watch Dogs Legion, que ainda não lançou. Eles vai lançar em agosto, se eu não me engano. Mostraram um trailerzinho, um teaser do Watch Dogs, Elite Squad, Brawlhalla pra celular, que vai lançar. Vai lançar uns bagulhozinhos da hora. Na moral, tá muito foda esse bagulho que a Ubisoft tá fazendo. Sei lá, ela tinha que dar uma melhorada na física do jogo, tá ligado? Se a Ubisoft melhorar a física do game, tá safe. Ah, e eles mostraram, eles fizeram tipo um especial pro Rainbow Six, que tá completando 5 anos, não sei o que. Tem 500 mil pessoas assistindo a live, gringa no caso. Não sei quantas pessoas tá agora. 367 mil. Ô louco, eles já estão a 2 horas e 40 de live. Ô louco, perdi... Ô louco. Ô louco, perdi live pra caralho. Calma aí, vamos ver os clipes. Vamos ver, vídeos.
The trick behind a
Rapid
good fight
escape.
was to choose the right insult, identifying the right
No.
cadence, and then trying to find what rhymed the best.
I'm known for my might.
Interesting. Silent whispers all claim that you're terribly dense.
Ô louco, Galo, mostraram um monte de coisa aqui, eu perdi. Eu achei que começou 2 horas, velho. 2h30, 3 horas por aí. Ah, e nessa live tá dropando Watch Dogs 2. Só que eu não quero, daí eu nem loguei.
So now that we've proven our sharp tongue and wit, I think it's time for a bit more relaxing activity.
Nossa, Galo, eu perdi o bagulho da live pra caralho.
So we gave Eivor a fishing line, so you can actually throw out a line and go catch some fish.
Ah, nem fodendo que eu falei. Seria da hora se tivesse um jogo assim de pesca e tem como pescar no jogo. Caralho, tem como se pescar no jogo.
And it doesn't automatically regenerate like we would have in the past. So you actually have to go out and get some supplies. So you'll find mushrooms and some food that you can gather here. Like you can also catch some fish and consume that to regain some health.
Imagina jogo online.
We'll sometimes have it in
mundo aberto,
so it's a good way to sort of chill out on the side of the water and just again take it all in.
Aí você encontra com os outros caras no mar, você tá na porrada.
Tem um, só que é mó zoada. Ah, tem o GTA, pô. GTA San Andreas. MTA. Tem no MTA. Lembra que nós tava... Pesca? Lembra que nós tava pescando e daí eu comecei a descer porrada nos caras? Porra, a mina meteu o pé na tinta e saiu correndo, acho que vai fugir da Eivor. Oh, procura no Chrome, Hyped Escape. Instala? É o novo Battle Royale. Hã? Ah, você tá instalando? É da hora. Porra, mano, eu esqueci. É que eu vi o GC, mano, mostrando essa live, daí eu falei, vou gravar, daí eu vou postar no canal, que eu gosto da Ubisoft, então.
So it just widens the breadth of the stories that we can tell.
So who exactly are these two children?
These are kids of East Anglia. They are going through tough times.
Eles estão trabalhando ainda no jogo. E, tipo, não é o jogo final. Então, minhas críticas foi em vão. Porque eles estão trabalho em progresso. Tá em progresso o jogo. Sei lá, tá em andamento. Tipo isso.
Yeah, and then this is something we also wanted to do a lot. Like, so here we're doing an event, we do it in Quest as well.
Eu vou comprar um mousepad da Modspeed, Galo. E daí eu vou comprar um G403 Hero. Tanto quanto... Hero, mas não... O Prodigy... Não tem mais. Prodigy, sei lá. Não existe mais. Daí agora só tem o Hero. Daí eu quero pegar ele.
A necklace.
Cara, eu acho que, tipo, eles deveriam dar esse mesmo apoio aí pro... Como que é o nome? Far Cry 6. Que Far Cry 6 tá bem mais hypado que esse jogo.
So I think AC veterans might recognize this here, but what exactly is Eivor chasing down?
Ah, mas sei lá, na gringa tá todo mundo falando desse jogo.
Eivor, running down one of our tattoo images. So this is challenging the player on free run abilities, but also for fans of the series, sort of pulling out their heartstrings for some beloved features.
So are we going to be able to tattoo Eivor?
Yes, by collecting these tattoos, you actually bring them back to your settlement, and then you can customize different body parts, having different tattoos everywhere. So again, another form of expression, and sort of to represent that Viking culture.
Fizz, one of my favorite things when I was just out there exploring East Anglia was coming upon a house or a building and realizing that there was a chest inside, but that there was no easy way in. And in this case, I saw all the doors were barred, but I knew that because there was a chest in there must have been some way to get inside.
Não, pera, eu falei merda. É o cogumelo. Eu falei marshmallow.
Yeah, I'm glad you actually caught on to
Meu Deus, eu falei marshmallow. É cogumelo, velho. Mosquei demais.
We wanted the exploration to make you feel smarter, so we played a lot with puzzle solving, so making sure that every house that you find sort of appeals to you, like it draws your attention, and then when you want to come and explore it, it's not given to you, you still have to work for a little bit, so...
Aí, Galo, você viu que o Elon Musk ganhou 6 bi e agora tá em 7º lugar dos mais ricos do mundo? Faça assim, simples assim.
To offer challenges to players, and you basically come out of it like with a better feeling for the exploration, but you also get to see more of a story behind any of these locations which we've crafted. So it gave us a little bit more time to sort of slow down the experience and tell a different version of a story.
Ah, Galo, acho que vou finalizar a live, hein? É, rapaziada, eu vou...
A poor victim of someone's fury.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about exploration and just finding things out in the world, I was just wandering and came across this clearing and found this kind of morbid altar.
Yeah, so this is
rapidão
one of
na
the bigger
live.
events
Você vê o bagulho?
that we have scattered in the world. So as Eivor explores, she can find
A hora que você entrar, você avisa.
And by interacting with them, here it's a trap that's been set by this character named Regan. Now, there's a bigger story behind all this. There's multiple steps to it later on. So this is one of the moments. It permits us to go into
Qual que você acha o gráfico mais da hora? Esse daqui ou do The Last of Us?
Magical abilities, if we will. And basically have this awesome boss fight in the middle of the swamps.
Eu acho que o The Last of Us tá bem melhor, hein?
And so here the abilities that you see Reagan using are a little bit on the mystical side of things. What's happening is Eivor at the beginning in that trap is poisoned, and so she starts sort of hallucinating, seeing the world in a sort of different.
Eu vou finalizar a live. Eles vão ficar falando umas 6 horas de live. Eu não vou aguentar fazer 6 horas de live não. Então é isso, rapaziada. Eu vou entrar aqui na minha live pelo coisa aqui. Deixa aqui e vou raidar alguém. Você tá na live ainda, Galo?
Não.
Pronto, rapaziada, eu vou raidar alguém aí e é isso. Tamo junto.
Seja bem-vindo, Biel. Biel e sua galera, sejam todos bem-vindos, tá? Ah, deixa eu... Com Yasmin. Cantora famosa. Sejam todos bem-vindos, galera do BielFPS, tá? Biel, obrigado pelo seu raid, meu querido. Sintam-se todos à vontade, tá? Taverna é um pouco bagunçada, mas é de vocês. Tamo junto demais, irmão. Tamo junto demais. Como é que foi a sua live? Tava no Just Chat? Como é que foi a livezinha? Eu vou no banheiro, sério. Eu preciso muito ir no banheiro. Senão eu vou dar Young Azalea aqui e vou me mijar, cara. Vou deixar Yasmin ao som, vocês ao som de Yasmin Zaleia. Você que escolheu essa música aí.
Tamo junto, rapaziada.